What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Mr. Madrid from the Mr. Madrid Show. And today we have a special guest, somebody who I actually met on Instagram that inspired me to take what I do to the next level just based on what I saw on her platform and like her niche. I'm not going to give you too much because I want to get right to the conversation, but I just want to welcome Angelique to the show. Angelique, welcome.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast. I'm super excited.
Yes, we are very thankful for you to join. So to get straight to it, I saw one of your videos right on social media, and I we talked a little bit offline. I took a shot in the dark, and I was like, "Hey, love your content. Would you be interested in potentially coming on my show?" And it was nice of you to say yes. So here we are. Where are you located?
I'm in New York, specifically
Okay,
Soho. So don't
awesome.
mind the background. I'm literally I'm in
It can't
one
get
of the
no more
retail
New York than
stores.
that, right? That's awesome. Now, one question that I ask a lot of my guests when they come on, I'm going to ask you, who is Angelique?
That's a tough question. 'Cause who is Angelique? I feel like when someone asks me that, like, are you talking about like my mind goes to like on a mental level, who is Angelique on a spiritual level, who is Angelique on like an emotional, like all levels. Who is Angelique? Dang, I would say just this bright light that is just this bright light that just wants to like express herself through different things. I don't know, very passionate. What else is she? I mean she loves to connect with people. She loves to socialize. I'm a social butterfly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, and then like being that you do what you do on social media from what I met you doing, right? Take us back a little bit. Like what started you on that path? Like you are a social butterfly, as you mentioned, very outgoing. I think you mentioned being spiritual. So what brought you to this world of content creation where you chose to do what you do? And for those that don't know, and I should let you say it, but like, what is it that you do? Like, how is it, I know how I met
Okay.
you, but what do you do?
So, well, how it started is pretty interesting. I think that there's always like this kind of like voice or this energy inside me that wanted to like that had this vision, but I didn't know what that exactly into details what that vision was or how did it look like or how it was gonna go in real life. But it was really just wanting to like interview people and being able to like hear their story because at the end of the day, we all have a story that we all can learn from each other. It kind of started like off of that idea and that concept.
Right,
Literally in the basement with my sister doing laundry, and I was just like expressing myself and being passionate and like I have this vision and this feeling that I'm supposed to be doing this. Like I want to interview people and connect with people and have people's stories. Again, I didn't know how that looked like, and this was like maybe like 10 years ago. Like
wow,
little Angelique. And then it literally just grew from there. Like it had took time to build the momentum and the confidence and to even like go outside.
right,
Like, but literally what I do is just to stop strangers, connect with strangers, ask them like, different types of questions, but specifically mental health. Like I'm really big and that's the key thing that I want people to realize is that like we're all going through something and it's always so important to ask those really like important questions. Like, like what makes you feel alive or how are you feeling today? Like are you genuinely in a good place right now? How
right,
can you feel supported in that? So
yeah.
it kind of evolved, and I've been doing this for like 4 years now, and I definitely evolved. The questions changed, but yeah, but I love what I do. I love connecting. I love just being able to like hear your story or hear your responses, which absolutely inspires me.
Yeah, it's super inspiring to like see I didn't just watch one video. I watched like, one of those moments where you just keep scrolling and hearing you
Yeah.
talking to people and like your aura too, like on the way you ask the question, like what makes you feel alive? And then you start off by either saying, "Hey beautiful," or "Hey handsome." Like
Yes.
that right
Yes.
away opens it
Because
up.
so I love that you're talking about that because it took me a while to get to that place because it was like, how can I first of all, I'm born and raised in New York City. Okay.
Right.
And it can get a little spicy, honey.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
spicy, like whether like putting the camera in people's faces or asking a question. Like I've gotten 1,000 rejections, rude, disrespectful people, but just trying to find out the right way to like break the ice, you know, and like make them feel like welcoming and warm. Like, and I think the biggest way to do that is literally with a compliment. And I'm good at compliments. I can give compliments all day,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
literally. So
That's awesome.
literally that,
Yeah,
literally.
I think that's a great icebreaker. As I think we both mentioned that we were in sales, and in sales
Yes.
that's one of the main things.
Sales.
Like the your opening, like how you open is everything. How you approach somebody, how
Literally.
like that whole thing. And even you talk about being in person and being scared, or having a little bit of fear, but still going after it, which you
Mhm.
kick ass for that. But even
Thank
for
you.
somebody like me that I'm behind the keyboard asking somebody to come on my show, it's also nerve-wracking, but I know the feeling that you have, like it's like little bits of success that you feel when somebody says yes, right? And I
Yes.
think for me, and maybe for yourself, that's what we live for, right? Obviously the story
Yeah.
that they say, but the yes is like, "Oh, yes, we got one. We got one and we got one."
Thank
So it's such an right? And then to hear like your question, like what makes you feel alive. And it's funny because right before this we started this, like I asked my wife that, and then she was like, giving me her response, and she went deep
really.
into it, and
I'm so
it
curious what her
caused
response. What was her answer?
she so she said something similar to what I was thinking, and she said that music makes her feel
She
alive,
did.
like it make yeah, like
Let's
it
go.
it, it opens up her
Yes.
creative side. Yeah,
Yes. What
yeah.
you mean? I love that. I love music, and that's yeah, that's another thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I was even like, like so much so, like I take deep dives into things, and I was playing different songs that said like "feel alive" or "make you feel alive," or I feel like I was pumping. That's what I was pumping earlier, just
No
to kind of
way.
get into the
The
zone,
the
because
zone. Okay.
it it's a beautiful question to ask. So with that said, like you stopping people, what are some of like the most interesting stories that you've heard that really stand out to you? I'm sure all of them are special, but which ones do you like right out of the top of your head? Like you say, like this was one moment that really like stood out to me.
I would have to think about it because like there's just so many. Uh, what made someone feel alive?
We could come back to it, and I could
Yeah,
ask you
let's
the
come back to
question
that. Okay.
respectfully, right? Because I don't want to.
Yeah.
This is and we're gonna put this. We're gonna patent it right now, right? This is your thing. What makes you feel alive?
What makes me feel alive is
Yeah.
literally connecting with other people, talking to other people. Just just me, like for example, me talking to you right now in this present moment is what makes me feel alive. Because
Mm,
if you think about it, God created, I don't know if you're spiritual or not, but I am.
yeah.
But God created us to have that desire in our heart to human connection. Simply that. Like I get like a natural good beautiful high off of just conversing with people and having deep conversations. I mean, obviously there's
Right.
more things that make me feel alive, but that's like kind of like the root of how I like the inner me that what makes me truly feel alive is literally just connecting with people. But besides that, I would
Right.
say like God, His Word, music, dancing. I think that probably my second top is definitely music and dancing. Absolutely,
Right.
yeah.
And
That's
is
literally
that like
what makes me
aside
feel
from
alive.
like that's amazing. And you mentioned music and dance, and I saw in your social media profile that you also do dance. Is that something that you do professionally, or once upon a time did professionally too?
So, I don't professionally dance, but I absolutely love to dance. That's something that I kind of want to perfect with like my craft and creativity of like knowing how to like professionally like do choreography. But it's just
Right.
I don't want to like say like I'm the best dancer, but I have pretty good rhythm. So like I think along my journey of like my content creation, I would like at first it was just interviews, right? For like 1 or 2 years. And then I'm like I saw this one video, I was like I want to do that. Like I really love like even though I'm so nervous as hell, like I would be so scared to like dance in the middle of the street of New York City and people watch me, but at the same time I would fucking love it. So I did that. I did that for like
Yeah.
a whole year. And so I
What?
yeah, I did that. Yeah, all dancing videos with my little motivational signs. I don't know if you have to scroll all the way down to my page, but I
Okay.
think that yeah, so I think because I know music and dancing makes me feel alive, and I'm absolutely sure that makes other people feel alive. So I was like, how can I incorporate not only music and dancing and also fitness? I'm really into fitness. Because like I challenge people to who do push-ups with me. It's just about I know dancing makes people feel alive. I know music does. I know like being athletic does. So like how can I incorporate that, which I also love into my videos. So that's why I always challenge people in the end of the interview just to like get their body moving and their body flowing and the movement because movement is again God made us to move like we're meant to move. So I was like, well, if
Yeah.
you're whether you are or aren't having a bad day, I know interviewing them, stopping them, and having them the ability to like express themselves, but also just challenging them is like such a great experience. I would just want to give them a great experience, you know?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, literally that.
Yeah, it's awesome. I connect so much with that because I think I'm a big clown. Like everything is a joke to me,
Me
and
too.
sometimes it may get on
I
people's
get it from my
nerves.
dad. Oh my gosh. Literally, I'm like the biggest goofball ever. Like literally, like
Yeah,
yeah.
it's horrible because it's like it's anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be inappropriate or it could be appropriate. Like it doesn't matter. There's no. It's almost like comedy, right? You know how in comedy there's no limits. There's no censoring. It's just it is what it is. And I think with that said, like similar to yourself, like I love being like if I'm at a store with my wife and I'm talking to the lady behind the register, like I don't know why something in me always wants to get the person to either laugh or smile behind the register. And I think that's
Literally,
that
oh
human
my
connection.
gosh. Literally, I can't help it. Like I will always be
Yeah,
a kid at heart. Like the first question you asked me in the beginning interview was like, who is Angelique? Now that you got me
yeah,
thinking and my thoughts flowing, I'm like, that's another huge part that I probably don't display online is that I am literally really a clown. I am really that I'm funny. Like I always am the one that like wants to like but naturally, like it just comes out naturally. Like I'm not forcing anything. It's just like it's just me, like making jokes, making my friends smile, and just being funny. It's just
yeah.
a big part. Yeah.
Yeah, I just you know what it is too. Like it's like it sounds a little corny, but like life isn't that serious. It's like we're living. It is what it is,
Literally.
right? We're all going through different things, but like those moments where you just like take a load off and you just shoot the shit with somebody who you have love for, like that's the moment that is everything. That's the
Mhm.
moment that is serious because like you actually get to enjoy, break bread, have a great conversation, hopefully, right? And go from there.
Yeah.
I just think people are too uptight. People are are too serious. I think
Oh,
people need to loosen up, throw on some
I
music and dance even if you
yes.
have no rhythm.
Yes, literally, I talk to my friends about this all the time that people are just too serious. Like even when I'm, for example, like even when I'm doing interviews, like I've gotten so many like rude people, like literally like ignore the fuck out of me, excuse my language, or
Yeah.
just like, just like not really good, welcoming, opening energy. Like where's that coming from? Like loosen up. Like you know what also too that I
Yeah.
think about too is that at the end of the day, we're literally a kid at heart. Like we all have that child inside of us.
Right.
And like, life happens and sometimes we lose touch with that.
Yeah.
And that's another big thing too. Like I wish adults will tap into more of their child um I don't know, spirit or like that child in them and don't let that
Yeah.
go, because
Yeah.
I get it. We have to be professional and an adult and an adulting and life is to be lifing, but at the end of the day, like life's short. Like chill out,
Yeah.
relax, dance
Yeah.
more, move more, like
Yeah. Yeah. And with that said, like too, like I have a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old, 12-year-old daughter, 8-year-old son.
oh wow,
My daughter's
beautiful.
already in the teenager phase, right? And I always tell her like my main mission right now in this chapter of being a father is preserving the innocence. Like be a kid, right?
Beautiful.
And that's the reason I say that is exactly what you just said. Like we all have that inner kid in us. Like I can't tell you how many times people say like you're such a little kid. I'm like, thank you. That flatters me because like I don't ever want to lose that. I don't
Yes,
because like think about how serious things get when you're thinking about your bills, you're thinking about how you're gonna make ends meet, or you're stressed about this, that, the next, and it's just like I just want to sit down and build some Legos and just chill, watch a cartoon or whatever it is, you know what I mean? And I
literally.
think that's peace. That's peace,
That
and
is. Yes,
that's something I
keyword.
give off. Yeah, I give off to like sorry.
No, no, no. Exactly. Please.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
that's something that I give off, to my kids where I'm just like, preserve like my daughter's name is Emma and I'm like, you're gonna be a kid for this amount of time. and then you have
Oh,
the
it's gonna be
rest of
a
your
blink of
life.
an eye. Like,
Yep. And I'm like, for the rest of your life, you get to be an adult and do all the things that you think, you want to do. But like, enjoy this. Like, this is a nice little ride, especially you're up, making sure that she has a good upbringing and stuff like that. But other than that, I think for humanity, like, we all need to loosen up, play some music,
absolutely, absolutely.
and think about your question too, like that. What's awesome is that you interview people in the street randomly, but I'm pretty sure anybody that stumbles across your page hears that question and you can't help but think, damn, like, okay, I'm hearing all these stories of what makes people feel alive. What makes me feel alive? And then you start tapping into those things that you mentioned, that sometimes you kind of let go of who you really are because you got so serious with life. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, what makes me feel alive is, I don't know, going for a walk in the park with my dog, and just like, for me, being like, right now I live in Florida. I'm a New York City kid. I love walking in the city in the cold. Not maybe that as cold as it is right now, but like,
Me too. Yes.
there's something about New York City, right? And especially all the way downtown Soho. Like, I used to take acting lessons over by
Oh
what's it
wow.
called? HB Studios for a little bit. I took a few courses there, and just that New York grind and the artsiness of everything that goes
Mm-hmm.
on. Like, I guess what makes me feel alive, without you asking me the question, is, like, that seeing, like, things being created, right? When I'm in my moments of creation, when I'm podcasting and able to
Mm-hmm.
build to somebody, especially who I didn't know, and just have a real organic and dope conversation, and I think that's
That's
super
beautiful.
crucial. And
I love that.
you're bringing like a sense of humanity back to the world, like just having a candid conversation. I just think I can't tell you how much I admire it, because I think it's awesome
Thank you
just to
so
do that.
much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And so you mentioned that it was something that you had years in the works of you wanting to do it. What made you take that first leap into asking? Like, how did that come about?
Okay, so you want the honest answer? A breakup.
A breakup.
After,
Okay.
yeah, 9-year relationship breakup. This person belittled me and made me feel small,
Hmm.
and like I couldn't be myself, like that childlike spirit that always was in me, and like this person would make me feel like I can't. I have to put it in a box, like I can't open it up, so I have to pretend to be this kind of like conservative and very like closed off kind of person. And
Yeah.
so I think that once I let that chapter go, it really helped me to blossom into this beautiful person and woman that I know I am today. And that's just
Right.
like seeing this energy and like light of wall and just having so much on my mind, so much to say, and just wanting to connect people, make people happy, make them feel alive, and just tap into that kind of like childlike spirit and just I don't know, yeah, really that. It's literally how it
That's
started, but
awesome.
yeah.
Like, if you look at it, like, the end of something was the beginning of something else.
Oh
I
my
worded
god.
it horribly, but right,
No,
but
no,
like,
no. That was
you ended
yeah,
something that may have been heartbreaking, but it opened up a whole nother world that's you, which is much bigger
yeah,
than whatever was, right?
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
And
And I think
so,
yeah,
mhm. No, go, please.
I was gonna say, 'cause at first I wasn't asking people what makes you alive. I wasn't asking what makes people feel alive. So the first 2 years, it was really like, um, how are you feeling today? Like, how are you feeling right now in this present moment?
Mm,
Are you mentally okay? And be honest. And what are you doing to maintain that? And the reason why I evolved to question what makes people feel alive is because I had my own personal experience of, losing loved ones, right? I think that only until you lose a loved one, obviously everyone experiences, death differently, but at the end of the day, when you lose someone, it made me think like, well, if the people that I love are no longer here with me, then what makes me feel alive right now? How can
right.
I be how can I and doing things that make me feel alive? Because at the end of the day, we know that life, actually, we're gonna step outside and walk in New York City together.
Oof.
The real deal, you get in the real deal. Hold on, I gotta put
Yeah, yeah.
my, ooh, because it's so cold. I mean, I could totally just ask someone right now and stop someone. If you want me to do that, I could do that too.
That would be amazing. That would be so
Yeah?
awesome.
I feel was so good. I could have asked him. Let's see. Oh. Excuse me, sir. What makes you feel alive? Good. He said my children.
My
Hell
children.
yes, they better say his children. What you mean?
That's so awesome. That's so awesome.
He's like
How did that
he's
feel when you?
scary because he gave me the death stare. It's like my children actually half Italian, half Hispanic, so I should know Spanish because my dad's Colombian. But so I'm gonna actually trademark this, but it's my brand is De La Luz Nueva York.
Say it again.
Say Se La Luz
C'est la
Nueva
luz.
York. Well, this one has New York on it.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah. I speak Spanish.
But yeah, so the brand is Se La Luz New York, or I'm gonna have other ones that says Se La Luz Nueva York. But yeah, I
So,
make hats
what
and
does it mean to you
caps.
that?
Well, it's saying be the light, New York. And I know New York can be the light because not only its history and uh but just encouraging people to like be the light, you know?
I dig it. I like that.
Yeah.
Angelique is showing her some dopeness, some flyness that she does.
Okay, so because you said hat, so it made me think, well, actually I'm starting my brand, which is my brand is De La Luz Nueva York. I also have ones that say De La Luz New York just for people who don't know Spanish.
Okay.
But I am half white, half Hispanic. Unfortunately, this year's the goal and the aim to be fluent, at least to just hold a conversation in Spanish. Because, like, listen, I'm Italian, Puerto Rican, Colombian. I should absolutely know how to speak Spanish, understand Spanish. So shame on me. But I owe it to my dad, and so he was always to tell me like be the light, Angelique. You know, like I always had this ball of energy since I was a kid. Even having conversation last night with my sisters, like was there always this kind of like hyper, kind of like passionate person, bubbly, outgoing, and
Right.
social butterfly. And she's like, you absolutely were. I'm like, really? Okay. But like, yeah. So the reason why I was like, well, I've always had it on my page, on my Instagram page. I am the light. I was always had it that way for a long time, for like, yeah, since I had my page. And so I was like, well, one time I was like, before my dad passed, he had like some little like toy or something that he gave me that had like a little kind of like sticker, and it said "See La Luz." So like my mind had like went down like a tunnel vision. Like I had a whole vision of like, because I was still trying to figure out my brand name. I was like, that's it, "C'est La Luz," New York. So this is like one of the ones that I've made.
Dope.
So I just added like little designs to it, little diamonds. Um, but yeah.
I
So
don't know why safety pins stand out to me so much when people put it on like
oh really?
funky clothing. Yeah, the
Yeah,
safety
right. It's
pins.
like nice to have little bears.
Yeah, my daughter, we got her a little necklace that's a safety pin. She loves it. I
Yeah,
don't know, but it looks dope. I don't know.
thank you.
Yeah, that's
But
dope. So it means a lot to you because it's almost like a message from your dad, like that you
yeah,
found.
yeah, yeah.
So
It was
tell
a
us.
moment.
So tell us about that. Where do you want to take this brand? What does the brand mean to you? Because you said that like kind of what inspired it was some mostly your dad, but also like asking your sister that were you always this bubbly and outgoing and energetic? So how do those two things match for you to unravel the brand? Like what does the brand ultimately mean to you, or is it a little bit
I
of
mean,
both?
I think it's definitely, absolutely, definitely both. But it's really again like to reiterate what I said was to just encourage people to be the light.
Right. Okay.
Be the light, but meaning be your light. Like and how you know to be your light. Like don't copy everyone else to be the light. Like be the light at how you know or however that looks like for you, you know?
Right.
I think that there's just a lot of heaviness that's going on around the world and always has been for a long time. And just being able to like tap into that, like that pure light energy that God gave us within ourselves and just kind of like spreading it in our own way. And like for you, like you're spreading your own way through your creativity and through podcasts. Like this is what makes you happy. I'm sure this what makes you feel alive in your
Right.
podcast. And again, we all have our own way of creating, right? Creating is what I think is also the root of what makes most people feel alive, right? Creating in their own way, whether it's creating through music, whether it's dancing or creating through food and cooking, like there's so many different outlets that we are able to create. Again, God created us in his image, right? So like again, we are designed to create, like even just the thought of this phone or your headphones or the mic, like it all came from our minds of
Right.
creating in this vision.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, so
It's deep.
again back, yeah, just again back to like, my brand is really just again like I want to encourage people to spread that light because we need that light. We need the light in the darkness in our own way, or however that looks like for you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it because in seeing that and reading it, I don't know if everybody's like this. Like as soon as I see something and I get some context behind it, it automatically makes me think how much darkness there is in this world and how many people have said like that they're going through some dark times. So to be the light for yourself is one thing, but then also to be the light in somebody else's life to help them spark theirs back up is dope. And that's the way I took it, right? Because we all
That's
go through
beautiful.
our highs and our lows again.
Yeah, that's
And
beautiful.
and I think to look at it like that is amazing. That's super amazing. And that's what you're doing too, stopping people in the street. Like I think if I was randomly walking down the street in New York City and let's say I was in a mood, right? And my life is lifing and somebody were to ask me what makes you feel alive, I'll be like, "Okay." First it'll be the New Yorker thing where it's like, why are you asking me questions?
Right.
And then I'll be like, well, what did you say? Like, what makes you feel like, and then I'll stop and it'll call it'll just, it's one of those things like when you can't help but to smile when you see a baby smile or laugh, right? Or like,
Yeah.
I don't know if not a lot. I mean, who's not a Michael Jackson fan? But like I remember being in retail and I always used to play music. I remember just I have a good sense of music in the sense of like if somebody walks in, I kind of know what to throw on. Michael Jackson, you throw it on any time, everybody's gonna start bopping, and there's gonna be a reaction. So what you do
Absolutely.
does that, like not, and it's you got to shoot your shot. I'm big on that too. Like not everybody's gonna want to stop and have a conversation, but if they do, like you're a social butterfly, have a dope conversation and send people on their way. Like you don't know, you may be that light to them, whereas like you brighten up their whole shit. Like they were going through some craziness,
Literally. Or just even so craziness, not even like just maybe in their own mind. Like the
right?
mind is so powerful. Like you never know what someone's going through. And I know it's very cliche to say, but it's literally so true. Like you really don't know that one person that you talk to that you're sweet to, kind to, that smile, that literally like, and that's another thing that's really big on my page is I emphasize on men's mental health. Not that I
Mm,
don't advocate for women,
right,
but I feel like men in our lives are more important than we think or that women think. This all like anti-men or this what's this way of like being more independent. Like God made our men for us for a reason, but they also hold a lot of weight that they have to carry.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like you are the leaders, you are the providers. You guys have to worry about not only everyone else, but like you also have to worry about yourself too. And that's a lot. I don't think, obviously I'm a woman, I'll never completely understand what it means to embody of holding that title as being a man and being that leader. But you guys hold a lot of weight, and that's why I always emphasize on men's mental health because it's so true. Men neglect their mental health at times because they're always leading and worrying about everything else and like their career path or whether or their kids and their family. And there's a lot of male suicides, and I that's why I also like put that pressure on like asking men like, what makes you feel alive or what should you do more often or, and these are the questions that I ask in the interview. I not only ask like what makes you feel alive, but also are you in a good mental space? If so, what are you doing to maintain that? If not, like that's why I ask the follow-up question, what can you do more often? Because if you're not mentally okay, then what can you add or what can you do often to help you to become in a better place or a mental space? And yeah, and just like also just advice on for people who are not mentally um in a right space as well, because again everyone has different types of experiences
right,
and words to communicate and articulate to answer that question of if someone isn't going through or if they are depressed or if they did just lose someone, like what advice would you give them? Again, everyone has our own personal experiences, so your words of wisdom can be so powerful to someone that would watch that video and be like, wow, like, I really resonate with that, you know?
It can be the light.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's your brand. That's awesome. And I will
Really?
say, like, I appreciate because you had actually reposted a podcast that I did with a friend of mine. His name is Dubwork, where we're talking about men's health and the fear that, and I'm not gonna say they, like as they as men, like we have as men to be
Yeah,
vulnerable with one another and to just speak on our insecurities and our shortcomings and all that stuff. And I am a very not just outgoing person, but I like to show vulnerability because I'm also very like I'll have a good cry in the corner, right? Like I'll take a moment, cry, and I get right back to it because of the pressure that's put on men, right? And it's not something that my wife is just in general of what I think a man is supposed to be like. We carry this, and
mhm.
and major shout outs to women because you guys bring life into this earth and all the things you do. So it's no comparison there, right? Women, men,
No
cool.
comparison,
We're not
exactly.
saying that. We're not saying that either person has. We're
No,
just
I'm
saying
not saying
that
that either.
yeah, yeah, no, I get exactly what you're saying. So, because people, we're not
I'm
saying
just
that. We're just acknowledging
exactly.
the role of a man and the things that he may go through. Because a lot of times you always hear the story of a single mother or a Miss Independent, like things like that. That's all. Not that it's cool to be a single, but I'm just saying like it's good to share those stories. But men also have a story that we go through, and I really appreciate that you even brought that up because it is a struggle. And I think the more that we speak about it, the more that more men are open to it and having, you know, a brother to brother conversation and being more open or even being vulnerable with your old lady and telling her how you're really feeling is important. My boy,
Absolutely.
he
Amen
mentioned
on the
my boy, he mentioned what you said, like about like the
yes,
even men that go through suicide and it's very dark. It can get very dark, and that's why it's important.
yes.
Shameless plug, se la luz. To be that light for others when somebody close to you can be in the darkness. It's important to acknowledge that and to
Literally.
you know kind of bring them under your arm and just let's talk. But what were you gonna say? I'm
Absolutely.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I was listening. But yeah, that one that I reposted, I really resonated with because it's something that I already think about often. It's things that I've talked about before, that I've talked amongst with my friends and my family, like because again, men are put in a box and you know what I'm saying? You guys have a lot to carry. And again, like so does women, us women, like but I think the key word there's no comparison. Like it's like we individually as a male or a female, we both hold a lot of weight.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just about acknowledging that our mental health is so vital, so important. Just to like not only take care of ourselves and enjoy life and have joy within our lives, but also just to take care of other people around us.
right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, 100%. And I think that's very important. Like, in thinking about the initial question that you ask and telling you like the walking around New York, and it's those moments where like the mental health of just like unplugging from the world and just going for a walk with nature, looking at different things. Like New York City is full of inspiration to me. And as
Mhm.
much as I'm happy to be here in Florida, I miss it because of those moments of like, there's nothing out there like New York. Right? Right? Like you come
Like
downstairs.
I don't care. Like amen. Like literally, like I haven't gotten to experience to travel enough, but, like, the experience I've had with traveling to other places, again, I absolutely agree with you that there is literally no place like New York.
Yeah.
Just the diversity, the culture, but just it's like this, I don't even know if there's words to explain it, like, you have to be a New Yorker, like a born and raised New Yorker to know what it's like to
Yeah.
you know what it's just
Yeah.
it's literally no words because it's, like, literally no words.
Yeah. And I think it's good that it works to your benefit that you are a New Yorker when you stop people in the street because in New York, you got to know how to walk in the street. That's that's one of the number one rules, right?
There's regular traffic, car traffic, and then there's actually human
Foot
traffic that you need
traffic.
to navigate.
Yep, and if
Foot traffic,
you better
literally.
act like it was somebody told me something one time because I like cruising, right? That's my thing. Even when I drive, I'm not. My wife says I drive like a grandpa. They're like, you better walk like you got somewhere to be. That's what my friend told me. He's like, walk like you have somewhere to be because you right now you're. And I went to New York, I think back in October, November, and oh my God, I'm New York is in my heart forever, but I'm not that person anymore. I'm like
Yeah.
you can literally get ran over just walking. But again, like the feeling and the smell of New York, and I leave that up to the listener's imagination. It's just different, and it's full of inspiration, and that's what also called me to reach out to you because I'm like, that looks like New York. And then I started going, I'm like, that is New York. And I started going through it and going through it. And it's dope because like even people who aren't born and raised in New York, it's cool to watch them kind of come to the point of kind of being as close to a born and raised New Yorker as possible. Because either you become one or just like it'll chew you up and spit you back out and send you on your way. But yeah, so with this journey that you're on, like where do you see this going for you? Like, is this something that you're going to continue doing, or do you ultimately want to maybe do something like a podcast? When I know you mentioned that you've kind of
Yes.
like looked into it, but what are your plans in the future for this?
I mean, I have a vision, I know where I'm going, but again, like, you always have this vision or mind, but, God always redirects you. It's never going as planned as the way you want it.
Right.
But I think it's just to continue to live in my purpose, to continue to spread my light and my love, and however that looks like. I don't know what the future holds. I know it's bright because I'm always making sure I keep God close with me and
Mm,
making sure that I'm obedient to him and, moving in the right direction and the way he wants me to be and where to go. But I think that eventually down the line, I would love to start my own podcast. I mean, look, I'm a very expressive kind of person. Like I love to express myself through the power of my voice and the power of words. But definitely podcast will be something, down the line, but I think there's no stopping me now. I think I will continue to, like, stop strangers and connect with strangers because that's really, like, what gives me joy is being able to, like, meet new people and connect with new people and have those conversations and build those friendships because at the end of the day, life is about building really healthy relationships and friendships, and also maybe just, I don't know where my brand's gonna take me. Maybe I'm gonna become a billionaire. I don't know. But like
hey.
again, like it but again, it's really just down to living your purpose and spreading my light and my love. And I don't know where that's gonna evolve or look like, but I'm gonna stick with that. And it may change. I don't know what's gonna look like.
Yeah.
But again, I know that's what my purpose is.
Yeah, I love that you said like in being obedient. What I'll say is like staying in the work. So I give you an example. Like for me, podcasting, right? I don't really dive too deep into like seeing how many views I have, like none of that stuff because I'm more focused on the work. I'm more focused on getting better day by day and like and stretching myself out a little bit more than usual because I love having conversations that are meaningful, right? That inspire people to do whatever it is that they want to do. And I think that's why it's important to be locked into the work. And God works miracles. God does some amazing things. Like
Mhm.
yourself, like I know you said a billionaire. Like I want to have, and I say this, and sometimes people look at me like, I want to have a lot of money. And when I say like I want to make a lot of money, have a lot, but the reason why is because I want to put people on. I want to help people. I want to buy myself nice things, but like, who doesn't?
Oh my gosh, there's so much I want. Okay, so I loved every word that you fucking said because I think that we have this misconception of relationship with money
Right,
and like, oh, like you shouldn't want to have the desired wealth or like money or material things, but God puts that in our hearts for a reason. It's
right,
not to be greedy, but it's to spread the wealth around us, our
hmm,
family, our friends, the community, the world. We're meant to use that wealth and like it's there's nothing wrong with having that desire to
right.
material things or luxury things and I think listen, people go through a lot of trials and tribulations and challenges. I think we're more than worthy of that wealth and those material things and also spreading that for other people around us.
Yeah, yeah. I think because it comes with a lot. Like you have to be obedient. You have to put in the work. You have to. Like me and my friend Dubwork, we were talking about you have to be to a certain degree delusional enough to feel like you're gonna reach a certain point where you're gonna
Yep,
succeed in what you're doing, right?
absolutely.
And you're being obedient because something is telling you to go this direction and you're going into it. And that something is obviously God, right? Like this is
Mhm.
and you're doing it and you're figuring it out on the way there. That's why I really dislike, I'm not gonna say hate, when people say, oh, I don't know how to do something that they say they want to do. Like we have YouTube University that teaches you just about anything. Like you really just have to have the will and drive to go out there and do it. Right. And you're a prime example of that, Angelique, because you thought about an idea and it is scary. But you're like, fuck that.
It's still scary. Yeah, exactly.
Like
It's
fuck
still
the
scary. But
like
fuck that, yes.
I get super ghetto sometimes. Like fuck that. Let me holler at you. Let me talk to you real
Am
quick.
I allowed to curse on here?
No, go ahead, because
Oh
I
well.
curse so
Fuck
much.
that.
Like get over here. Let me holler at you real quick. Let me talk to you about life.
Listen, I'm from New York. My friends always tell me like, come on, like don't be too ghetto right now.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like.
New York.
Yeah, what do you
What
expect?
you mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Like
why
it's
when
how we express ourselves, you know?
I'm gonna tell you very fast because I talk for days.
No,
I
me
just
too. I could be here all night.
I went to pick up some groceries, right? At, like this Walmart. You can order it and pick it up and then put it at the back of your car. And this is a New York thing, right? So I went to the wrong one. So I was already a little with my little man in the car. I drive to the other spot. So I'm already a little bit heated because I went to the wrong one.
Mhm.
It's on me. So when the guy comes up to the car to verify if I'm the person he needs to put the groceries for, he doesn't say hi, nothing, but I see it in his eyes that he's from New York. I didn't even ask after I left, but I just, so he gave me the look, like, you know, that, and I just gave it right back to him. He said, you want the groceries in the back? I'm like, yeah. That was it. Nothing, nothing else needed to be said. Nothing.
Yeah, I
It's just,
love that. I love moments like that.
it's just that, like, you know, you have to be a New Yorker to like kind of like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like what that's
I'm.
um
You want some coffee? Yeah,
yeah,
let's
you
get
want
some
some
coffee.
coffee,
You
like
want coffee?
yo, it's on be you all that stuff. So right before I left, I guess, you know, we gave each other the look and then he kind of softened up and then I threw on some Gangstar, the rapper, and I blasted it. And when I'm pulling out, he's like nice and smooth. That's some good music. And I looked at him like, yeah, that's right, B. And he looked at me and was like, yeah, we from New York, baby. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's what, like, being born and raised in New York, like that there's no, we have that sixth sense, right? That you can't, like, either you have it because you're raised in that type of area or you don't, and it's okay. But I'm just saying, like, New Yorkers were different.
We are. We definitely are.
But that was just, it was. I
But
told my
yeah.
wife as soon as I got home. She's like, "You're playing." I'm like, "I'm not." It's just you give each other that nod of like, "I'm just like you, brother." Like I'm as I can be as hood as they come, or we can have some tea and chop it up that way. Um, but that's what it is, and that's why you are going to be successful in what you do, and you are successful in what you do because you know,
Amen.
that's always the thing where it's like if I inspire one person, I always remember when Tupac said it. And you have because I'm your testimonial here, where I saw your
Oh,
video and I was touched by it, and I thought it was so dope. Like I was complimenting them, you know, the another thing men do that we don't compliment. Fuck that. The first video that I
right.
saw, I'm like, yo, she interviewed those three. I told, showed my wife, I'm like, those three dudes are fly. They just have a good aura to them. It was just dope. And I'm like, all right, I want to see more. And you know what I'm saying? Like it inspired me to continue pushing forward. So you are a success in that sense, and you're gonna go far. And even with the brand that you want to create, you know what I mean? It's gonna be even doper. Just to be like one thing I'll say is just to continue to be locked into the work.
Oh, I'm
And
locked in. I'm literally
yeah,
locked in.
and that's why I think people get it fucked up. Where it's like you work one day and then you're off to like, nah, we got to be locked in. We don't got time to play around,
Nope.
you know. But
I
it's
stay
dope.
locked
So
in.
other than that, so what else besides the what I know you for on Instagram? What's outside of that for Angelique? Like you know, what does that look like for you? What is life?
Life. God put me in a position to be a caretaker for my family.
Okay.
Literally that. Like simple as that. Like it can't get yeah, literally that. Like he literally like as much as I love to like I'm a nurturing I don't know if you're into science, but like I'm a
What are you?
cancer.
You're
I'm
a
a
Cancer.
cancer.
Okay. When is
Wait,
that?
I
That's
gotta
July?
Yes, we're gonna guess yours.
I feel like you're gonna guess it correct.
I usually get it wrong with males, but females, I'm always spot on. It's like, it's weird. What would I guess you? Wait. I gotta guess. Wait. Okay, let me think. Capricorn?
No,
Damn. Okay, one more try.
one more try.
Sagittarius. Dang. Okay, I
I'm
don't
the
know.
best one. All of us say we have the best one, right? I'm a
What is
Virgo.
it?
I'm a Virgo. I thought you were
I
gonna say it too.
fucking,
Yeah, I'm a
I
Virgo.
fucking love Virgos. My gosh.
Yep. So
Like, yeah.
September.
Okay. Yes. Yo, y'all the.
Yeah. And it's
Wait.
funny
Y'all
enough,
the
I
best.
always get
Y'all the.
along with Virgos. I always like actually my best friends are Virgos.
No way.
And my wife is a
Yeah.
Leo. And my wife is a
Okay.
Leo. And
Okay.
that's
That makes sense. That's
Leos
a
are
good
tough.
balance.
Leos are
Yes.
tough.
Yeah, they are. But
Yeah.
Cancers and Virgos actually go really well together, like as
So
friendships.
it's July?
Yeah, July. Okay,
Yeah,
so
life.
about life itself, like am I outside of social media content? Literally, am a caretaker. Like God put me in that position. I've done it with my grandmother since I was 17, taking care of her till she passed away. I've done it with my dad before he passed away, and I'm doing it with my mom. So like literally, he put me in. Like he knows that cancers are the mother sign, the nurture sign. Like I love to nurture and take care of my family, my friends, and make sure like whatever they need. Are you mentally okay? Like, oh, do you want to go for a walk? Do you like I'm always taking care of other people. It's just in me. It's in my DNA. It's in my soul and blood.
Right.
So that's literally the outside of social media is taking care of other people.
Okay.
Literally that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I dig it. I dig it. When you and I'm sorry because I got caught up on the whole cancer thing. Is it
Okay.
July?
It is
That's
July.
July
It
what?
is July.
Like
July
what is
16th.
July 15th? So my
Oh no, 16th.
16th. So my like what I'll say about that, right? Because you said that you're a caretaker and it might be a cancer thing. I don't know, but I'll explain why I'm I'm leaning into what you're saying is because one of the people besides my mom that has meant the most to me aside from like my wife, my kids, of course, but just like childhood was my grandmother, and her birthday was July 5th,
No
and
way.
that she was a cancer, and like just who she was, like, or even in her, because as I was growing up, she was already in her 70s, right? So she developed Alzheimer's and stuff like that. She was still carrying and taking care of me, and like so that vibe that you give off of who you are to your family and in the purpose that you have outside of content creation goes in line with what you said, like the, the signs,
Hmm.
which I think is awesome. And I tend like I was one of those guys that used to like when I used to buy the daily news, used to go straight to the horoscope page. I don't know if they still have that, but that was my
I'm
thing.
not sure. Really?
But it was so cool, and I always felt like the Virgo thing. I'm like, it's true, it's true. Do you feel the same like when you read yours?
Absolutely.
You're like, oh yeah,
Absolutely. Like
this has my name all over it.
literally. Like I don't know. Us cancers, we're just like we're also like our moods change because we're based on like the moon, right? Like
Right.
and like we feel very very deeply. Like we feel more than like the normal average person. Like we just feel, like, and we also even feel like we're also known for being empaths and like feeling people's energy.
Mm,
And I feel like that also affects me too when I'm like doing interviews because like I'm in Soho and there's so many different types of cultures and energies and I can feel all this. So like sometimes I have to like try to like make sure like my nervous system is calm because I also want to show up the best
yeah.
when I am doing interviews. But yeah, I think each signs have its own, uniqueness. Unfortunately, with cancers, I know that we are nurturers and we are healers and we are, you know, but yeah,
Yeah, it falls in line. It falls in line.
it does. It does.
So with that said, like you mentioned being the caretaker, your content creation. What is your method of unplugging from everything?
Literally just sitting in silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll be like, my mom will be in the living room. She'll be like, although the TV will kind of be loud, but like I'll just sit there. Like sometimes I'll ask her like, can we like turn the TV off? And like I just want to sit. I just need silence for a sec, and I just like sit there in silence and just like sit there. Even this morning, like I was thinking about like going on the podcast and like what exactly am I gonna say? I'm like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. You'll be fine. Like
Yeah.
It's those moments in silence when you really get to hear the inside of yourself, and sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's quiet, but really just like that silence. Meditation is something that I
Mm,
also do, and working out is what I do. But I think just literally just silence, sitting on silence
dope,
is what I need to
dope.
like unplug.
And I hope that, being on the pod, so like the aura that I want to give off to anybody that comes on as a guest is like a place where you feel safe and almost like you're here and we're having a conversation where it's just like,
It does feel
you
that
know what I
way,
mean?
to be
Like,
honest. It really does. You do give off that welcoming, warm. You don't get scary. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it is. Like, it means
I guess,
everything to me.
yeah,
Go ahead.
it
Sorry.
does. No, no, you just feel like a warm hug or like a nice teddy bear. I don't know,
Right, right.
like just very comforting, like just welcoming.
Yeah, and that's why I think, like you have the gift of doing what you do for content creation. And I think it took me a long time to figure out because everybody has a gift, right? Everybody has a God-given gift.
Absolutely.
For some, it's quick. Like you put a piano in front of a 3-year-old and he starts playing it. Just
Mhm.
for some of us, like myself, we go through life trying to figure life out and trying to see where we fit best. And
Mhm.
this has been the point in my life where I could say I found what I feel like my gift is
It's
in
beautiful. It
having
definitely is.
conversations. Yeah, like having these type of conversations, making people feel welcome. And to add to that, something that since I was a kid, people always tell me, they're like, I don't know why I'm telling you these things, but it just feels like I feel like I could trust, that type of thing where people can
Virgos
open
get
up.
that though. I'm telling you, Virgos get that a lot. It's just you make not only make people feel warm and welcome and like you can tell their all your secrets to, but really just making you feel kind of grounded. You guys are earth signs.
I didn't know that. That's
No?
cool.
You
No,
didn't yeah,
I
Virgos
didn't know that deep.
are like
I just know that
we're
we're the best.
I'm water.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You guys are the best. I love Virgos, but like you guys, yeah.
But that's
No.
cool. I didn't know that.
You
And
guys are earth.
what does that mean when you say it's an earth sign? Like, what's that?
It gives me a sense like I feel grounded,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm water and earth signs ground like make me feel grounded. Cause like water is like, always moving and we're based on like the moon signs and our moods are always changing and our emotions are just like,
Yeah.
but yes.
Yeah, that's super dope. Super dope. So before we wrap up, like anything else you want to let the audience like know about you, what you do, what you want to do, anything that you would like to
Um
share with us?
I think I said a lot of it. I guess maybe just pull it back to like, being a nurturer and a caretaker and like wanting to like take care of people and help other people, inspire other people and just really just be the light. As my page says, be the light, spread the light, say la luz, like you be the light too in your own way. Also I just wanna like before we do wrap up, like you said, I just wanna mention like you matter. You absolutely matter. Your story matters. You are worthy of enough of unconditional love. You are worthy of wealth. You are worthy of your dreams and your goals. Do not give up on yourself. I want you to keep going. It's the only way to live life. You have to just keep going.
That's right. If only you knew like why how much those words like really resonate, and that's why it's powerful what you do, because you just never know what the other person on the camera that you're interviewing is going through, and
This
then
is true.
you give a little nudge. Because I recently, not to drag on this go any further, but
No, it's okay. Yeah. Totally.
I was laid off from my job after 3 years, and
Wow.
everybody takes things differently, right? Like, and for me, I went into
Yeah.
survival mode. Like, I gotta hustle. What are we gonna do? And I think it's fear, of course, but it's also like it's a constant. I'm constantly trying to show God that I'm not giving up. That I'm
Mm,
big on faith, and I don't blame him, and I don't question him on why things happen. Right? Like I'm like, all right, I know you have a plan for me. I don't know what it is, but I think if I sit down on the couch, watch TV, get depressed, and do whatever it is, I'm really not going to keep the needle moving forward. And if he genuinely wants me to sit down, then I need a clearer picture or a sign of that. But I don't think that's what it is. I think it's leaning deeper into being a content creator, being an influencer, and not being an influencer in the sense of like just showcasing my Stranger Things sweater that I love. It's more of like spreading that light, You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And being an inspiration to others, because that's what I do. Why I do what I do is to
Mm.
inspire, to seek inspiration, and I've said this in previous podcast episodes, is like so many kids have something to watch when I'm no longer around.
Mm.
You
That is
know?
beautiful. That is
Yeah.
so beautiful.
And that's all. That's ultimately it. And I love that you said like keep going. You know, like God
Yes.
sometimes puts messages into other people around you or people you meet. And it's meant to be given to the person. And like you said that to me, but I also feel like you're speaking to people who are gonna eventually watch this
Oh,
and
yeah.
let the,
I was speaking to you, and
everybody.
I was speaking to everybody.
Yeah, I
But
felt it.
again, listen, your life matters, and do not let that those remember, you are the driver of the fucking car of your life. You are the driver. So no matter how many times things throw at you, or the devil be trying to get at you, or your mind, your own minds, or your negative thoughts, remember you are control, and again, you matter, and you continue doing what you're doing.
Right.
You're gonna be big. Like this podcast is gonna be big. Like I know it.
Yeah.
And you should be so proud of yourself. It's scary to go and be online and show yourself. Do you know
Yeah.
people that are scared to do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very scary.
People say things, and it's the same thing with you. Like there was one person one day that told me like Madrid. My name is Anthony Madrid, but everybody since a kid always called me Madrid. And then I don't know why friends started calling me Mr. Madrid, so that's why it's the Mr. Madrid show. People have always said that to me. They're like they see the path that I can end up at,
Mhm.
right? And I don't see that for myself, and I don't question it. But again, a message for anybody is like stay in your work, stay in, and I'm not saying stay in your lane, but like believe in yourself. And one thing that I have, which I wanna create like shirts and stuff like that, is fuck with yourself heavy, right? Because the world is cold.
Have a T-shirt that says it. Have
I
a
do it,
T-shirt.
and I left it alone. Like
You do?
you again, you inspired me because you have your brand, and I have ideas and stuff like that. So we'll be sending each other stuff.
Okay, good, good, good.
But like fucking with yourself heavy, because the world is, as much as there's people like yourself or like me that want to give off some positive vibes, the world is cruel. And don't let anybody divert you from your mission or what you feel like your mission is. Believe in yourself. And when I say fuck with yourself, I know there's profanity in it, but it's really like believing in yourself against all odds, right? And one thing that I'll give too is like it's tough to find like-minded people, and the delusion of you thinking or me thinking like this podcast is one day I'm gonna be in a room with like whoever it is, the Jay-Z's or like whatever that is. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I know if I don't try to shoot my shot, I'm never gonna get there. So I might as well stay in the work, keep
Amen.
getting better, keep meeting amazing dope people that are also showing their light to others. You know what I mean? So but I really appreciate the conversation. I appreciate that you were willing to jump on my podcast, not even knowing me, but I think we kind of both felt each other's vibe and what we're producing, and the content that we're putting on social media. Really appreciate you, joining on. And I wish you the best of luck. We'll definitely stay in touch. I'll constantly be watching your videos and reposting them
Yes,
because I think there's a lot of
same.
great stuff that you put out there. And I wish you the best of luck in your journey, and
Thank you.
everything that you do.
Thank you so much for having me on this. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
No doubt. And then before we go, please let the people know your handle so that way they know where to find your dope videos.
Okay, so it's LOVE_ISS_powerful. It's actually the tattoo on my hand that I
Hey,
got like 8 years ago. Love is powerful.
it definitely is.